Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the 10th Street Journal. My name is Alan, also known as Dragosi, and today we're doing a very special Day 2 of Amonkhet Remastered Release deck tech slash gameplay review. This is a Sultai deck that was brought to us by one of our community members, Varian. Is his Varian? Yeah, Varian. It's a Sultai list that he's been playing to some very great success in Historic and Mythic. And it's kind of a very similar to a Sultai field deck. A lot of the same things you normally expect to see. A couple things you aren't seeing in here. But we got some cool new additions from Amonkhet Remastered, so we're going to go through it. And there's some cool new tech that he had decided to put in here as well. So we'll go through the deck here. First off, Thoughtseize, one of the new cards coming in from Amonkhet Remastered. Obviously not printed in Amonkhet, but from Lorwyn, as well as OG Theros. So very cool to see Thoughtseize come in. So it's, you get to rip cards out of your opponent's hand. Starts off the game strong, making sure that your opponent doesn't have anything to kind of deal with your tokens or anything like that, any of your graveyard hate or anything like that. Our ramp package here, we have Explorer, Growth Spiral, and Uro as our big early game ramp package. Maelstrom Pulse for some more removal, as well Extinction Event, massive removal. Then we have things like Oracle of Mul Daya, and then the new Hour of Promise for more additional ramps. So Oracle lets us pop play cards off the top of our library, and then Hour lets us get more lands out of our deck, and we can get any 2 lands, so usually they're going to be used for Field of the Dead. And then kind of the spice here is Karn, the great creator, and we have a whole Karn board here of very, very great versatile threats. If we need to just close the game out, Chroma's Memorial, Bolos' Citadel, we can just sack a bunch of things to kill our opponent real quick. Golos if we needed to. I'm tempted to throw in here a Cascading Cataracts somewhere in the list here just so that we can activate Golos, but we're not really like using Golos for his secondary effect. We're more so just using it to dig lands out of our deck, get another Field of the Dead in play, and get going there. And then Aether Spellbomb, for returning things, like if there's a suited up creature, we can return it to our opponent's hand. They lose all of their enchantments. Grafdigger's Cage, Ratchet Bomb, Spyglass, more colored spells, Extinction Event, Heartless Act, and Negate. Very, very sweet deck. This deck is playing a ton of lands, so we are playing 30 lands in the deck. So that's we have tons of ways to get all that land out, but essentially we are just dealing with lots of tokens from Field of the Dead and just tons of ways to get that going. We can also just, cram in some Platinum Angels if we're worried about losing the game. We can exile a bunch of non-land permanents if there's a bunch of things we just can't deal with. We're going to have the 9 mana available to do this pretty quickly by the time we're Karning, so this should not be an issue. But we got a ton of great things here, so we are going to try this deck out today. We're just going to take it in to the ladder. And let's go ahead and get started. So again, while we're jumping into the match, this video is brought to you by the 10th Street Journal again. So check out the 10th Street Journal, 10thstreetjournal.com for articles, as well as our podcasts for the 10th Street Journal as well too. And there's some great content out there. And also feel free, if you like the video, drop a like, subscribe, comment on here as well too. Helps us out a ton. That shameless pitch. So as far as this hand goes, I don't know that I'm a huge fan of this. This is like really, really slow. We could just die straight away. So I think I just want to mulligan for some more early game things. This is a little bit better, but also kind of slow at the same time too. So I like having the Thoughtseize, so I think we're just going to keep this, and we're going to ship back the Hour of Promise. I don't think we're getting up to that many lands very quickly. Now, we are on the draw, so that is nice, but we could be facing mono black. Oh, they're going to Thoughtseize us. Okay. Interesting, taking our Thoughtseize. Wheel Scry, we're going to keep that on top. Need the lands. Good for our Uro. All right, so Grixis. So Grixis has been a very strong early competitor in the format. So they're going to get rid of our unfortunate. But we do have a piece of removal here, and we have Thoughtseize, so I guess this is nice. So we'll start with the Thoughtseize. Let's rip a card out of our opponent's hand. Our opponent's not on much of anything, so I think we are pretty much, we just need to find a land, and we're in the clear here. But Grixis has been very strong with Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh, Nicol Bolas Ravager, Nicol Bolas Dragon God, so tons of great things coming in and making the Grixis deck very, very powerful. Growth Spirals, this is going to be, not a whole lot going on here. We're surprisingly with 30 lands, we're land light here, so this is unfortunate. But another Thoughtseize. I'm sure they're gonna rip the Pulse out of our hand. Yeah, we can't do much about that, unfortunately. That's great. Take a land here. We should Thoughtseize here, see what our opponent's got going on. Okay, so they're also on just land, so we are pretty much okay, but for the time being. But I'm kind of worried anything that they rip off the top of their deck is castable pretty much at this point. So I'm a little worried. That's not great. Ashiok is a very good planeswalker to rip off the top. Now this is not bad. We'll find a land. We will get to grab a couple additional lands. So I think one thing that is nice for us is that we do have some utility lands in here. So we have Blast Zone, which I think is going to be a crucial deal with the Planeswalkers type of card. We also have Bojuka Bog, which in this particular case there isn't a ton for us to get rid of. So I think maybe it's okay to just hold off on that for now. So yeah, I think that we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get Blast Zone, and we're gonna go ahead and get Battlefield tapped. So we could go get a Fabled Passage to be able to crack it next turn for another land. I think that's what we want to do here. We'll just grab a couple of zombies. Now, my hope is that when they attack, we can get a nice block in here. We'll just mill over a couple of lands. Okay, that's not too bad. In this case, I won't block here. I assume that they may be sitting on really a whole lot of nothing, which it looks like that's the case. We're gonna go ahead and go to combat. Start getting in on Ashiok here. We'll play Oracle of Mul Daya here as well too. See what we can get out of this. And we do have a shuffle, which is kind of nice. We do have an open shuffle here. This resolves. Ooh, what is this? So counter target spell, return target non-land permanent on his hand, make a copy, and draw a card. That's pretty good. Playing this big ol'... That's quite the rip there, if I say so myself. That's unfortunate. Roxa. Okay, very interesting. What I am surprised is not in this deck as well is Castle Vantress. Oh, Karn going away. It's not great. But more lands is fine. We're just going to have to take the hit here. I don't know that we're necessarily coming back out of this. The only way that I can see this is if we have we make some kind of mass amount of tokens. Maybe we rip a Maelstrom Pulse on the top and we can kill Ashiok. We might have an out. Bog would be great, but Croaks is coming back, so this is going to be a little bit tricky. Extinction Event would be good for us, but I think... yeah, it's not great. We're going to add a counter to this. Growth Spiral. Okay, so we'll start with Growth Spiral and see what we hit. Just a land, not great. Yeah, not much we can do. Not much we can really do there. We can kill Kroxa, but yeah, not much we can really do here. Okay. Alright, so out of the board. So things like negates are going to be very good here, I think. And so with that, I think we're going to try to maybe cut a Thoughtseize, cut an Uro, cut an we'll we'll cut an Oracle. And bring in triple negate here. Ratchet Bomb would also be pretty good, but we're going to try to hope to wish that up from the board. Alright, we're going to be on the play. Hopefully our hand's a little bit nicer to us this go around. Not really. Not really. We're going to ship this. This is a much better hand. Yeah, this is a much better hand. So we're going to drop an Hour Promise back. We'll go ahead and Temple to start. And then we have an Explore into Bojuka Bog. Thoughtseize is okay, I guess, but it's not what we're going to be doing right now. I think we just need to ship it. We need to find more lands here. Now, they are probably most likely going to Thoughtseize us. Yep. And they're going to rip probably the Explorer out of our hand. Oh, let's see. Maybe they take Growth Spiral. Maybe they okay, so they're going to take that. Not great. Not great. Yeah, we're just going to pass here. Okay, that's not bad. Start with Growth Spiral. Put that into play here. So now if we draw a land on the top, we have an Hour Promise, which is pretty good for us. Necromentia. Oh. Man, they must be facing a lot of what we're doing. That's pretty spectacular. Well, we did find a land, so what we are going to do is we're going to Hour Promise, and we're going to grab a couple of deserts, Ipnu Rivulet, Hashep Oasis, and grab our 2 zombies here. Nicol Bolas the Ravager, maybe? Tyrant Scorn. Another Tyrant Scorn, or another double Tyrant Scorn. Seems pretty good. Let's draw. Hour Promise, pretty good actually for us. We're going to exile your graveyards. You have a fair bit of things in there. And then we will just play our other Hour of Promise here. And we are going to just dig up. So we're going to dig up Temple to Scry. And a Blast Zone here. Hour will keep on top. We'll eventually run our opponent out of things to do. We have a Karn board that can keep us around in the game here. So we do need to find Karn. Kroxa. Okay. That's fine. We'll just dump off the Extinction Event. We'll go to combat, get in there. Start Hour Promising again, and we'll this time, let's see, we have another Temple, so we'll Temple, and we'll get a Shuffle here in case we don't like Thoughtseize. You know, I kind of like Thoughtseize, actually. I kind of like Thoughtseize. We'll just pass the turn. We do have these temples to kind of be able to get more damage in and stuff. Nicol Bolas the Ravager, very interesting. Sorcery speed, huh? Okay, so I think that we start off with Thoughtseize, see what we're working with. Let's get the Vraskas out of here. Very nice. We'll shuffle and grab a land here. And I think we're just gonna do this. We're gonna put this on one of these, and we'll sack the Ipnu Rivulet just because I don't think we really want to be milling our opponent cards. But we'll jam. If they need to block the 5 here, so that's good for us. Yep, put them to 2. And then we'll pass the turn, and we wait to see what our opponent's got. See if they got anything for us. Storm's Wrath. Wow, that's quite good. Let's see. Anything that we can particularly do here? I think I'm just gonna put a couple of counters on, or put a counter on this when they replay Croak, so we can just get rid of it. All right, we'll pass. Explorer's not bad. We'll start here. Oracle of Mul Daya is great. Get a threat on here. We'll play a land. Karn's great for us too. Pass the turn. Let's just see what we got. See what our opponent's on. Pass the turn. Okay, very good. Let's just go to combat. Let's see what our opponent does. They have to have something. So return and draw. Sure. That's fine. And then, so then in that case, we'll go Watery Grave, Karn. We'll dig up a card out of our Karn board. And what do we want here? It's going to be really good for us. Platinum Angel's not bad. Spyglass is pretty good. Cage is pretty good. I think Cage might be what we want. Actually, Akroma's Memorial is really good. Because then all of our creatures are protected. Basically everything that they play, aside from like some random blue spell. Actually, yeah, let's just go Akroma's Memorial. Let's play Akroma's Memorial. See what our opponent can do here. Alright, so we got one dud. I like that. We'll tick up this. Then it becomes a creature. It also has flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, haze, protection from black and red. Sublime Epiphany. Counter, return, draw. Sure. That's... So then I just replay this. Replay the Oracle and kill you. Okay. Cool. So the Karn board's really good. Karn board's really, really good. So in this particular case, so we do know they are playing kind of this control style. This Sublime is really solid against us here. I think pretty much the rest of this is... We're just going to run it back here. Maybe wanted to bring back the Thoughtseize in. Because they most likely, their only really turn 1 play is Thoughtseize, so... Sand team's pretty solid, actually. So we have redundant ramp spells. Most likely they take Karn. If I had to guess, I'm gonna take. So they must have another. They must have another Thoughtseize here to rip this out of our hand. Yep, that's fine. Well, let's see. We have literally all of our deserts. Great. Agonizing Remorse, get the Burrow. Well, for what it's worth, their opponent is going down on cards. They're taking a lot of damage. They're expending a bunch of cards. Pulse is pretty good. Field of the Dead, most likely. Yep, and we won without field last time, so I'm not super worried. But I assume that because they're doing this, they don't have a way to deal with, like, they only get, oh, they got a, they probably don't, they may not have a way to deal with, like, with the tokens like Virulent Plague or anything like that. All right, so we're gonna go grab a Karn here. And I think probably the best thing I can probably grab probably is Golos at this point. Grab Golos. Okay, search for Iskanta. Thoughtseize. Okay, so I kind of like Thoughtseize plus Maelstrom Pulse on this. On the pay the life here. Start with Thoughtseize. Ooh, okay. So we'll rip the Dragon God out of your hand. Maelstrom Pulse this. We'll tick down on Karn. Go grab ourselves our Grafdigger's Cage. Now, our opponent's in a little bit of trouble, I think. So we'll do this. We'll go find ourselves something. I guess Bojuka Bog's probably a good hit here. Your graveyard here. Plus on nothing because they have Tyrant Scorn. Let's go ahead do this. See what we have sitting on top. A Breeding Pool, we're going to put that to the bottom. And we have 7 total mana here, so we are going to minus on Karn. And in this case, we're going to grab Chromas. We'll play a Chromas. They missed their chance, unfortunately. Ah, Kroxa. Okay. Discard our Karn. That's fine. We're in a very good spot here. Let's Thoughtseize. Get that Nicol Bolas out of there. Hit for another 3. Next turn we'll hit for 6. Game. Scry. Hour of Promise is great for us. Now we'll hit for 3 here. End the turn. And I think we got her. I think we got him. Alright, so showing proof. The Karn board is quite a good card. I think we just go for it. And we'll get rid of the Ipnu Rivulet. Back for 6, and that's the game. Nice. Okay, very cool. Yeah, the deck feels real strong already. That game went really well. Karn boards are really good, apparently, it seems. And I never would have thought that a Chroma's Memorial or even Platinum Angel would even see the likes of play in this, but you know what? They are quite good. Quite good. Alright, match 2. Abioto, well, Good luck. A little bit of a slow start, but I'll keep. Opponent's also on a little bit of a slow start, so it's... We draw a green source, then we're in good shape. Alright, we're in great shape. Start with a Temple of Deceit. We'll keep this temple on top, and we'll play that temple off of our Explorer. Looks like our opponent is on blue-white control, blue-white approach, which our goal is to attempt to ramp way, way past them. Explorer is great. I'll keep that right there. Nine lives. Very interesting. Okay, so they are a Solemnity 9 lives combo, I'm gonna guess. So what do we have in our board to deal with 9 lives combo? Alright, we're gonna shock, we're gonna Karn. We're gonna go ahead and minus. And I think... I just want Perilous Vault here. Perilous Vault lets us deal... Perilous... Well, Bolas' Citadel is also really solid against us too. Possibly. You know what? No, we're going to get Golos. We're going to try to go way past this. We're going to try to do a bunch of damage to our opponent very quickly. So they're on Bant. They're probably Bant approach with 9 lives and Solemnity. So we'll go here, crack this. Go get a Swamp. Play Golos. See if our opponent has a counterspell. Syncopate. It's pretty good. We'll minus here, and now we'll dig up Perilous Vault. And we will see what happens. We're going to probably not play Perilous Vault this turn. Most likely, we're going to end up... I mean, I guess it does depend on what our opponent plays, but my expectation is that they won't play anything. Oh, they played a Tamiyo. Okay, well that's interesting. That kind of means Perilous Vault's free. It's interesting. Very interesting. They have a 1 mana counter. What could that be? Okay, so we'll start here. We'll start with Perilous Vault. Let's see. Okay, that sticks. Perfect. And then we'll play Explore. Go ahead and grab ourselves a... We don't have a zombie yet. 2 Overgrown Tomb. That's not great. Most likely that bounces our Perilous Vault, yeah. Okay, didn't find a veto. That's pretty good for us. So we're just going to make a bunch of zombies right now. We're going to Uro first. Draw a card. Play this. Thoughtseize our opponent. 9 lives. Let's get the Solemnity out of their hand. We'll play this tapped to make a token. We'll plus... I guess we can minus here. Try to find something. Platinum Angel would be pretty good. I think Spyglass is actually what I want here. And Teferi, if I'm looking correctly here, The Teferi can't rebound, so I think we just want Spyglass naming Tameo. Did it not take the Solemnity? Tameo, Collector of Tales. I guess it did. So they know the Perilous Vault's right there. So at this point, they're just going to have to try to draw into the Dovin's Veto, and then if they can't, they lose. Okay, we know that there's a land, so that's good for us. Let's see what they find. They found the Dovin's Veto. Now, if they want to try to recast Solemnity, we're gonna. Okay, they're casting Solemnity. All right, so the game's over. Oh no, it's not. They have 2. So we can figure a way out here. We just need to figure out a way to deal with just. So if we do 4. Our opponent needs to untap a couple lands. I expect it will be both blue and white sources. Assuming they're here. Now, if they don't do anything, if they actually time out here, which might happen, then we just get to win. Unlucky they found the Dovin's Veto. Out of the sideboard, what things do we have available to us to grab? Let's see. Assuming they come back. I mean, we're gonna go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we would need to like grab Platinum Angel. Oh, okay, they just didn't do anything. Well, then they lose. Game. All right. Good game. Okay. So in the event that we had if we needed to, we could try to grab Ratchet Bomb and just try to slowly like live long enough to tick this thing up. The Teferi was at 1, so we had some time to make it work, to make it happen. We could have tried, or we could have tried to bait out the Dovin's Veto out of this, but that was a very difficult setup, so I'm very lucky. We're lucky they didn't do anything there. Thoughtseize is still going to be great here. Extinction Events probably is not going to be good. Pulse is going to be pretty okay, I think. We'll probably just cut 1 and just go with 3 negates. And run it back. All right. It's a slow start, but you know what? Though we have a turn 1 Thoughtseize, we will get to potentially turn 2 or turn 3 Uro here. We have back-to-back Uros. I think I'm gonna keep this. It's a little bit slow, but it's fine, all things considering. Okay, so that's another Fabled Passage. So we'll start with the Thoughtseize here. Dovin's Veto, 9 lives, and Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. They're going with Jace as a win condition. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, so Dovin's Veto isn't doing a whole ton against us right this moment. 9 lives. We can probably just outrace 9 lives. I think Shark Typhoon just kind of potentially represents a bigger threat against us. They're so far off making this, actually. Yeah, we'll just take the Shark Typhoon out of... Just gonna go ahead and crack this guy right now. Go get ourselves a green. Let's hope we draw another land here. That'll do. Start with Uro. Draw that, put that into play. Pass the turn here. Expect they're going to probably play a 9 lives here. Oh, Tamiyo. Interesting. So we'll grab a blue source here since I don't have to pay life for this. Most likely they're going to try find Solemnity. Oh, they tried to find Fairy. Well, they're tapped out. So that's pretty good for us. So I think what we are just going to do is we're just going to pulse this. Keep negate up for whatever the next thing that... A Jace. I will negate the Jace. And now they're tapped out. Just gonna go with Uro here. Floor's not great. Okay, not even gonna run. Start with Explore. See if they... Do that. Call your graveyard first. Ship the turn, and we will actually start ticking this up. They're never gonna get to play this 9 lives. Okay. Yeah, they're never gonna get to play the 9 lives because they're just essentially straight up, they're gonna die off of that. So perfect. Deck sweet. I'm digging this a ton. This is great. 2-0. Moving on to the next match. Paolo, good luck, friend. Let's go. Play first. It's fine, I guess. It's okay. Opponent's mulliganing, which is great for us. What I will say is thankfully there's a lot of great... what's really nice is that the Amonkhet has had such a nice impact, a big impact on Historic just immediately. And maybe that's just because this is like kind of the early honeymoon phase. Okay, so Thoughtseize, yeah, probably thought. This is the early kind of honeymoon phase of the format. People are trying out new things, which is exciting, but it is made for field. It has made that made it such that, you know, we haven't seen a lot of the decks from Jumpstart kind of really creeping around here. Take Oracle for sure. Our opponent misses land drops. That's not good for them. Mindstone? Sure. We'll go Karn. I'm going to assume that they're also probably a Kroxa deck, so I'm most likely here just going to grab a Graph Digger's Cage and just jam this. And hopefully they don't have a whole ton going on for them here. Okay. Wow, all of our Karns. Alright, well... Spyglass isn't bad, but I think I just want Golos. And I think that for that, I'm gonna just... I think I'm just gonna want to grab... Probably just a Temple to try to scry out something here. So yeah, we'll grab Temple of Deceit. That's okay. That's our 7th land for Golos, which I'm okay with hitting here. And then on top of that, we're gonna go ahead. They're gonna punch the Karn in the face, which is fine with us. Now, I am worried about Nicobolus flipping at some point here. I guess maybe. I mean, they're Error of the Peaks. Well, that's a card. That's pretty scary, actually. We're gonna jam Karn. And I think we either need to just hope that they don't have a Thoughtseize or a discard spell in their hand. And we can get a Chroma's Memorial and just be fine. Or we can get Aether Spellbomb and Hedge, and then we can bounce this Terror of the Peaks. Now they missed a land drop, I think, this turn, so but we're gonna go for the big plays here. We need to try and go for the big plays. Hope they don't rip a Thoughtseize or a discard spell. They are playing effect. I assume that they're playing for Nicobolus Ravager, the Ravager. So they're probably just they probably have 12 main deck discard spells between Thoughtseize and Thought Erasure and the Nicobolus. So it's probably gonna be a little rough. But this Grixis Dragons seems pretty sweet, actually. Okay, Heartless Act's not a problem. I'm okay with that. That's fine. I expect we're gonna take a chunky hit though. They might have a counter spell. That's either if they have that. All right, so we need so that's not bad. Oracle. Let's just try run this out. Let's see what happens. Okay, we got there. All right, so we have Vigilance, so we will attack. They're gonna crack the Mind Stone to draw a card. Okay. So we should have pretty much protection from mostly everything that they have now, so we can block nicely here. We just need to get more creatures down. Glorybringer is a really, really good card. Assume that they just go in for it here. Yeah, so we're gonna take 11. That's gonna hurt. We need a block here. So we just need to get a lot more creatures in play. Our Promise is actually great for us. We just get to grab a couple more fields. And we kill them. Good game. Wow, Akroma's Memorial coming in strong. Out of nowhere. Jeez. That was awesome. Okay. Alright. So, Thoughtseize Extinction Event's probably going to be pretty decent. Extinction Event's probably not, amazing. Probably pretty good, but not I think Heartless Act might be better. Pulse is going to be really good. We'll cut 1 Oracle, we'll cut 1 Explorer, and 2 Heartless Acts. Otherwise, I think we're okay. I mean, I guess negates are probably going to be pretty decent too. Cut a Growth Spiral, cut another Oracle, cut an Explorer, and go up 3 negates. Most likely they have other ways of removing or other spells that they're going to cast that would negate would hit. It's a little bit slow. You know what? I think this is fine. Gonna be turn. Most likely they have. Yeah, they most likely have here. But they're gonna rip our Thoughtseize, which I guess is okay. I mean, they just took a ton of damage. Super work. Thoughtseize will just keep that right there on top. Mind Stone, great. Thoughtseize. Cry and Terror. So they're very close to casting Terror. We don't have a good way to deal with Cry. We can always come back from, so we'll just this so that we can explore or Uro next turn, depending. Goblin Rune Blaster. Okay. Guess that's a thing. Explore. You missed the boat on the Rune Blaster, friend. I'm sorry to hear. Most likely land Uro or land. Okay, no. Let's go. Go Uro. Card. Pulse. Okay. Play this land. Hits for 2. Opponent's got some cards. Okay. Let's crack this. Grab Horus. All right, let's get this train rolling. Let's get this train rolling here. Let's grab Temple and Passage. Make a couple of zombies, and we'll scry. I'm not super. I'm pretty okay with the land situation here. They scoop it up. 3-0 with this list. This is awesome. This deck seems real sweet. Very nice, very nice. All right, so let's get a couple more in here. All right. We'll play first. This hand is not great. It's much better. Yeah, this hand's much better. We'll keep the 6. Chip one of these. And we'll get to scry. Start with the scry. Thoughtseize. I like Thoughtseize actually. We can go explore into Thoughtseize. Okay, so they might be Gruul. Yep, it's Gruul. Alright, so that's fine. So we'll go explore. Pulse is a great card for us. We'll play this land. Thoughtseize you. Mayhem. Okay, so it's Jund. Okay, so we'll actually get that out of here. Nice. Okay, so we found another land here, so we can actually just pulse away these two. I don't think we need to do it right this turn, but yeah, let's just do it. Let's just pulse away those right now. Get them out of here. Interesting. Jade Light Ranger. They're playing a Jade Light Ranger. Ooh, okay. He doesn't want Claim the Firstborn. Very interesting that you wouldn't want Claim. Alright, we're going to play Oracle of Mul Daya. Play that. This. Pass the turn. We're going to get hit for a chunk here. But we can... Alright, so they're going to go Woe Strider. Pick 4. It's not... They will get scries here. There's an Uro. I kind of like an Uro. I like. But we'll go Karn. Let's go Karn, go minus. Karn minus, and we will grab ourselves. Karn minus, and I feel like Cage is like just the best thing to get, but we're gonna just get Golos here. I expect Karn to probably die here, so I'm not super worried. But I do want to get the zombie train rolling here. They did bottom a card, most likely a land. Fine by us. Packers. Looking at Karn. Nothing at Karn. Oh, just the one. Okay, so then Karn lives. Will block. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that trading that off right now. Priest is pretty good. Priest is pretty good. So we're gonna do this first. Blast Zone's also not bad. So we're gonna go Golos. We're gonna go Golos. Go grab a Field of the Dead. Go grab Field. Field makes our zombie. Go minus on Karn. Go grab ourselves a Spyglass. Play a Blast Zone. Make another zombie. Play the Spyglass. Name Priest. To the Forgotten God. Now they can't sacrifice their creatures, which is fine. We're gonna we're gonna eventually overwhelm them with stuff. Going to the bottom again. Now Uro's going to be a clutch card here for us. Can we Uro and then can we double Uro? We can black 1, 2, green. Oh yeah, green, green, one, green. Oh no, green, blue, 1. Green, green, blue. So we need another blue source. Thoughtzeize. Well, that's interesting. We're gonna start with Explorer. Or start with the Uro. Karn's not bad. Not bad. 3 would deal with picking this up to 3 would actually be sick. Plus for 0. And then 3 wipes out your 2 big things. Fortunately, he's gonna eat our Uro here. Zombie. Yeah, you know what? We'll Karn. We'll play this Karn. Take this one. Minus again here. And then I think the only thing we need to basically get at this point is a memorial, and that's how we're winning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think Akroma's memorial is just how we're winning this game. We'll pass the turn. Trying to scry. Scry's the top. That's not great for us. I expect that that's a devil. Could be a devil. It could be a Thoughtseize, which would be really sick. I'm sure they're playing Thoughtseize. Or it's Collected Company, which would be insane too. Yeah, that's fine. Eat the arrow. Go into combat. Nothing. Okay. Akromas. Plus on here. Explore. Hopefully find a land. That's not a land, but you know what though? Let's get in there. It's all vigilant. It's all punchy. Opponent is not in a great spot. I think this is until our next turn. Yep, until our next turn, so we even get to block with this thing. Yeah, eat that Oracle. And that's the game. Okay, so we know they're a sack deck. Collected Company style sack deck, so we are going to want Cage. We're going to definitely want to bring Cage in. We are also we're probably good on Extinction Events, probably wanting those. Thoughtseize seems alright here. I don't know that I necessarily care to bring too much in, aside from maybe Heartless Act. Heartless Act seems really solid. I guess also the other Extinction Event would be pretty good. So we'll just cut an Oracle for Extinction Event here. Cut an Explorer, cut a Growth Spiral for a couple Heartless Acts, and then we'll just run that in. Hand's not great. We're gonna ship that. This hand is great. Keep this. Bog's really good here. Probably get rid of the Extinction Event here. We'll start with an early Thoughtseize. Elf, sure. Right, plus. Tell me what you're working with. Ooh, you don't have a ton. Not good for you. I think we're gonna start here. We'll just get rid of the thing that lets you cast black spell. Elf. Sure. Didn't get in there though. Interesting. This, and now we will Thoughtseize again. Get rid of your Thoughtseize. And our opponent scoops it up. Straight dead. Alright. Or no. So this is spicy. Alright, we're gonna play first Meta Magic Missile. Hand's terrible. We're gonna ship this. Hand's okay. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. We'll ship one of the basics here. We are going first, so we are gonna put this in. We'll go grab a black source here. And then we will Thoughtseize. They are an Amori deck. Interesting. So they're Amori creatures. They're probably like elves or something. So we'll start with a Thoughtseize. See what you got working with here. Oh, just a straight Gruul deck. Fanatical Firebrand Hellrider. That's pretty scary, actually. Scary. Okay, so if we're trying to go to Extinction Event here, we have an odd cost card in play. We have an odd cost and an even cost. Or an odd cost and an odd cost, even cost, even cost. So I think we just want to take an even cost card. We're just going to take Hellrider. Get that out of here. Most likely they will go... Yep, Gallia. Attack for 3. Fine. We will go this into Uro. Pulse is a really great card here. We'll put a Temple in. Oracle seems pretty solid. So they are on an odd costed turn. Or sorry, an even cost, or yeah, potentially even costed turn. So let's see what they discard. Do they discard? They discard a land. Okay, that's not bad. So, okay. So the thought is if we go odd cost, we get rid of 2. We get rid of their dork and their pinger. That puts them onto 3 lands, so they can only cast an even cost card. Which then Pulse can ideally, hopefully take care of whatever the big threat that they play this turn would be. So yeah, we will do this. Go with odd. Play this temple, or play this desert. Send it off. Okay, so they are just jamming here. Okay, they discarded the Glorybringer. That's pretty scary. We will play Fetid Pools. We'll play Maelstrom Pulse, targeting Crop Crasher. So this is going to be a rough... This one will be rough. If we stumble in any way, shape, or form, they just have a bunch of beats here. Ramen Ruins as well, too. Okay, so they add Amori into the deck, or into the hand. That's actually pretty good for us. Ooh, Hellrider's not good for us. That deals 3, so we need to block and block. So we block and block like this. And then we get Uro. And, yeah. Okay, we're okay. So we're gonna go Uro, gain life. I think we're okay. It'll be tricky for sure, but I guess it partially depends how many creatures they can just slam into play here. We'll explore. We're gonna take a damage for this. Play a Dreadlands, make another zombie, crack this, make another zombie. And let's just hope they can't slam another. I guess they have another creature, and they also have Ramanop Ruins as well. They can basically ping us out here. Okay. All right. So in this case, Heartless Act's really good. Thoughtseize is not as good. We're gonna bring in Heartless Act and the Extinction Event as well. Spyglass might, or not Spyglass, Aether Spellbomb might not be bad. They're only creatures, so they're not playing, they're only Amori, so they may not be playing Embercleave. But it is possible that they have it in the board, they just dump off the Amori. We will find out here shortly. But man, that was a beating. Alright, we'll play first. This hand could be really good if we rip like a blue source here. Snowball it. Alright, we'll keep in hopes that we can make this work. Alright, that is a blue source. So they are definitely more on the aggressive stylings here. Okay, this is fine. This is actually not bad here. Earthshaker Kenra. Not bad. So we'll go land and pass, and we'll see what end. War Boss. And let that stick around. To go. Have we for doesn't come the scry here. Field is perfect. You will do this. So we are holding them kind of at bay here. Whatever their next big double Extinction Event's pretty nice. I think we are going to name a pod here. We just need one land here. Hellrider's not great. I think we're dead, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's game. Wow, good games. Well, alright. That was a thing. The Gruul deck seems very, very powerful, and that seemed like a little bit more of a closer to like a mix of Hazoret Red and Gruul. Very cool list, I think. But that being said, we'll go into the close here. So what do we think about this deck here? Variant Sultai Karn Field, whatever we want to call it here. The deck is awesome. I think the deck is super, super sweet. It does have it struggles a little bit, but I think we kind of did draw poorly. I mean, I guess that's kind of the risk you run with kind of this like mass diversity of lands here. We did the Gruul deck is very hard. Extinction Event is a really, really tricky one to is a really tricky hard against the Gruul matchup. Everywhere else it seemed pretty good. I feel like maybe I would just want Languish in its place, or potentially instead of like Heartless Act or Aether Spellbomb in the board, or even Bolas' Citadel in the board for that matter. I feel like maybe I would just want like some like cries of the Carnarium would be pretty decent. I'm never really worried about, you know, dumping off and killing off all of our zombies, mostly just because we can always refuel our zombies. We just have so many ways to ramp and accrue lands and whatnot, so I'm not super worried about that. So I think that would be a change that I would maybe want to see here. Maybe cut this to other Extinction Event, or maybe keep this one on the board, but you know, move some things around, maybe fit in some languishes or cries here. I think would be a great addition to the deck. Otherwise, the deck was sweet. Definitely check it out. We will be linking. I'll see if I can get a tweet or a deck list in the description here that you guys can go ahead, try this out on your own. But give Varian a follow on Twitter, on Twitch. Come join our Discord community where we share all these deck lists, really cool decks. We talk about Magic and the state of the game and all that stuff. Check out the tinstreetjournal.com. Make sure you like, subscribe. Drop me a comment down below what you thought about this deck. If this is a deck you're going to end up liking, you know, you're going to end up trying out. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.